Some time ago, I gave an indication that the Lord spoke to me about Tanzania. And I said I was desisting. I was told to not speak about what I saw concerning the late Tanzanian President John Pombe Magufuli, and how he died during the COVID era. And I had committed to talk about the Islamic religion, which I would do. I will do so. I haven't been given clearance to do so. I've got all the materials to talk about Islam. I've hinted so many times about it, but I will come with a special service to warn Africa about the corrosive nature of the Islamic religion. So I was given an insight, and I wish to share this with you. There is a conspiracy in high places. There is a conspiracy in high places to Islamicize Africa as a continent. Because I am not a historian, I am a man of God. I would have spent probably an hour or two talking to you about how Africa is already divided and was divided many centuries ago by Islam. Those who study history will tell you that North Africa was not populated by Muslims at the beginning of the human settlements. Places like Nigeria, Somalia, Morocco, Mauritius, places like Niger, Central African Republic, Burkina Faso, Mali, which are now Islamic nations today. Not officially, but they are becoming Islamic nations. They were not populated by people who subscribed to the Islam or Islamic religion. Those who study history will tell you that let me give you a short orientation. I want to talk about Malcolm X, and I want to talk about Louis Farrakhan. You know these names? This Louis Farrakhan, you can Google him. He speaks so much about black consciousness and a little bit of Pan-Africanism. He's an African American. And he took over from Malcolm X. What people do not understand is that these Muslim theologians and activists like Louis Farrakhan sound so much like they have a pro-African ideology that seeks to awaken Africa to its full potential and resist bullying by Europe and America. But deep inside Islam, which Louis Farrakhan is a subject to, you realize that in the 6th century, where Prophet Muhammad was alive, he lived in the 6th, 7th century. He is the one who pioneered black slavery. The Americans and the Europeans are not the pioneers of slave trade. Slave trade was started by Islam. Muslims are the first people to buy Africans as commodities. And so I find it highly disingenuous that a Muslim preacher like Louis Farrakhan is the man who is regarded as a highly esteemed statesman and Pan-Africanist and black consciousness activist to awaken Africans in America to demand reparations for the slave trade that they went through for almost 400 years in the United States of America. I find it hypocritical and disingenuous. Slave trade that Europe and America practiced against Africa, they learned it from Islam. So Islam is not a messianic religion to the black people. And I don't know if you know that the great boxer Muhammad Ali is not his true name.
No, it's not.
Muhammad Ali was so brainwashed by Islam that he abandoned his own name and he took an Arabic name to identify with Islam.
His name is Cassius Clay.
Yes. Thank you, Pastor, for sharing with us Muhammad Ali's name. So even Malcolm X, he changed his name. All these black activists who are in Islam, the moment they become prominent in their activism, they choose to take an Arabic name to spite those who are against the Islamic ideologies. If you are a Muslim and you are a black and African, you can't talk to me about the evil and wicked practices of America and Europe in the slave trade era, because the founder of Islam was the man who hated Africans the most, to the extent that Muhammad described Africans as devils. He said the devil is black in color. That's what Muhammad said. And this is not a lie. This is not a formulation of my mind. Dig it deep. I'm going to do a program to expose Islam very soon. And so Islam has no place to talk about the liberation of Africa when they are the first ones to conquer Africa. Now the Arabs which are in North Africa started to declare that they don't feel African. But did you know that Egypt was not a Muslim nation not so long ago? Egypt worshipped its own African gods. The Ras, the Osiris, the Omans. Those are the Egyptian gods, and many of them. When did Egypt become a Muslim nation? This is a brief history that so many of our black Africans who are joining Islam are not sure of. Islam does not see Africans as equal with the Arabs. This is a deep-rooted racism inside Islam, which they don't share in the public. But Africans which work in Saudi Arabia, Africans which work in the United Arab Emirates, Africans which work in Qatar, they can tell you the Arabs are equally very racist, just like the Americans, if not worse. They don't see us as equal human beings. As I speak to you now, our sisters from South Africa, from Zimbabwe, from Malawi, they are treated as sex slaves in certain parts of the Arabic world. But these things are hidden under the carpet. But they are very known, believe me, they are very known. This one aside, I want to go to my prophecy. It is connected to the Islamicization of Africa. Africa has to wake up because in high places of the Arab nation, the Islam nation, they have a conquest in mind. They want the whole world to be dominated by the Islamic religion. And they are taking one African nation at a time. As I speak to you now, they are targeting 3 nations in the next 2 years. They are targeting Kenya, which is already heavily populated by Islamicized black Africans. They are targeting Mozambique. They are targeting Malawi. There are Muslim people in all these countries, but they want to make it an Islamic state. They want the structures of government to be held by bona fide Islamic stalwarts. So you understand that there's a difference between a nation with Muslims and an Islamic state. If you want to understand an Islamic state, go and study Afghanistan, where they say Sharia is supreme to the constitution of the land. So their law is based on Sharia. The parliament does not pass any law that is against Sharia law. That is where they are going. If you want to understand the wickedness of Islam, go and study how women are living in Afghanistan today. They are not allowed to go to school. In Afghanistan, a woman is not allowed to visit a supermarket without the company of a man. A 40-year-old woman needs to go with a 3-year-old boy for that journey to be sanctioned by the state. That's Sharia law. Because of business endeavors and business strategies, Arabic countries like the United Arab Emirates, they have not adopted the Sharia law completely. And that's why they are now described as liberated Islamic states. They are now liberal. They are described as liberal Islamic states, where they talk about Sharia, but they don't practice it to the letter. And this is why women are allowed to drive. Women are allowed to fly alone. In Saudi Arabia, a woman, in Afghanistan, a woman cannot go to the airport and produce a passport alone and say, I am flying to Zimbabwe. She'll be arrested. She needs to be in the company of a man. She needs a letter from her husband that I have allowed my wife to fly. It was a few years ago that women were allowed to apply for a driver's license in Saudi Arabia. Less than 10 years ago. All these decades, women could not drive in Saudi Arabia. That's Islam for you. So, the same is happening in Tanzania. They want to make Tanzania the first East African nation to be fully Islamicized. Because of its size and influence in East Africa, they are going to easily conquer DRC, Kenya, and subsequently Zambia. And once Zambia becomes an Islamic state, Zimbabwe is on the cards. You understand? And this is problematic. It is problematic because Islam is hostile to Christianity. Islam is hostile to the gospel of Jesus. And this is why I am giving this prophecy today. If you want to know the wickedness of Islam, go to Nigeria and find out how many Christians are gunned down by Islamic extremists in the name of Muhammad, their prophet. So if you are a Christian or if you worship God, like us, we are not Christians, but we are worshippers of God. We are believers. We are children of God. We are saints. We are disciples of Jesus Christ. Islam is a danger to us. Because if Zimbabwe is populated by 20% Islamic followers or Muslims, we are not going to be safe. We are going to be gunned down during the church service, like what is happening in Nigeria. Go and study Nigeria. It will give you a case study of the dangers of Islam to a Christian country or a country that worships God. If Islam was a religion that could work well with other religions, we could not have a problem with them. Even though we know their doctrine is lost and false, we could not have a problem with them. The problem with Islam is it is a hostile religion that is so militant, militarized, and it is against the thriving of other worshippers. And by the way, don't be deceived by Muslims when they say Salam Alaikum, Islam is a religion of peace. It's a lie. I can debate any Muslim any day of the week, any day of the year. Find me one, and I can prove that Islam is not a peaceful religion. In the Quran, there are scriptures that authorize Muslims to kill people of the book. And the book that the surahs talk about is the Bible. According to the Quran, the Muslim Bible, if Muslims go into a Christian country, they are allowed to claim that they can live with the Christians until there are more Muslims than Christians.
Okay.
And then they turn around and say, we don't want you to practice your religion here. It's allowed. Muhammad said you can deceive them until you are sure you can outnumber them. And according to the Islamic religion, Muslims, when they try to recruit Christians to join Islam, and if Christians are not willing, they should die, kill them, or they should submit and pay what is in the Arabic language called jizya, which is a tribute, which means all Christians in Nigeria are being killed for that reason.
Hey.
They are failing and refusing to submit to Islam and pay jizya. And let me tell you, if you are a Nigerian, you are going to continue to be massacred until you get rid of Islam in your countries.
Yes.
This is an analysis and a doctrinal perspective on why we don't need Islam in Africa. The countries that are declared as dominated by Islam in North Africa, the Muslims that brought Islam in North Africa, they did not come as missionaries. They came as merchant men. So North Africa was taken over by Islamic merchant men, and they blended into the society. And now we have Muslims as leaders, a Muslim president throughout North Africa. It's a strategy. They want every African country to be governed by Islamic lawmakers and an Islamic president, a Muslim president. And this is why Nigeria is failing to deal with jihad and Islamic terrorism. It's because part of the parliament and part of the cabinet are Muslims. So the MPs that are in the Nigerian parliament, when they go to the mosque, they agree that what they are doing is right. They are fighting battles for Allah to eradicate resistant Christians. But when they come to parliament, they say, we are going to deal with extremism. Terrorism is not right. All the killing is bad. They condemn the killing in the government offices, but they exalt the killings when they visit the mosque, because the murder of Christians is sanctioned in the Quran.
Right.
But because Christians don't know the Quran, they are lied by Muslims that Islam is a religion of peace. It's a lie. Bring me any Muslim, I can tell you that there is no peace that comes from Islam. So the Islamic terrorism is not extremism, which extremists are just bound to do because they love to kill. You see, when you look at Al Qaeda, ISIS, Boko Haram, and other terrorist groups, the Islamic leaders will tell you these are not part of us, they are extremists. It's not true. The truth is, violence is an ideology in the Quran.
Yes.
It's a component of the Quran. A few years ago, there's a video, you can look for it on the internet. I think it's a man in Morocco, I can't remember the nation. His son converted to Christianity. And the man beat up his son real bad, and the son ran away. The father then convinced his son to come back home and have a discussion. And the story says the father tried to convince his son to come back to Islam, to walk away from Christianity. The son said, "Father, this religion you are part of is false. I want to remain in Christianity." The father took a knife and killed his own son. And the father was not arrested. Because if you read the Quran, the punishment for apostasy is death. It's there in the Quran. If you are a Muslim today and you say you no longer want to be a Muslim, the punishment for leaving Islam is death. The reason why Muslims are not killed in South Africa, in Zimbabwe, it is because they are not yet a majority. So they pretend to be peaceful until they become a majority. Go into Iran right now. Women are hanged by the government for not wearing a hijab. Covering her head, it's a death penalty in Iran. This is Islam for you. And I want you to know that Muslims are very powerful. They are very resourceful. They can actually start hunting me to kill me for what I am saying today. They don't believe in a civil dialogue where we have an intellectual discussion to establish superior logic. They don't want. Whenever they can't meet and match the ideology or the discussion at the end, they resort to violence. So if you discuss with a Muslim and you show him where he is wrong, the next thing is a Muslim will want to kill you. That's what they are taught by their imams in the masjid. I wanted to give you a background of why I am warning Africa not to allow the Islamic movement to Islamicize the rest of Africa. The peace that Southern Africa has enjoyed for the past 50 years, it will not take more than 5 years to reverse the gains of peaceful leadership and governance. Now, can you tell me today, apart from the word Islam, what else is the reason why there is incessant and continuous violence and terrorism in Nigeria? Who guns down Catholic priests in the middle of a mass? Why are university students being burned alive for speaking against Prophet Muhammad? If Muhammad is so great, why can't he punish those who blaspheme him himself?
Yes.
Why are you defending a dead man? Is not Muhammad dead? Is not his grave in Saudi Arabia? If he is great, why can't he fight his own blasphemers?
Yeah, that's right.
Christians do not kill those who oppose Jesus. We preach to them with love. We correct them with love. We preach to them the finished works of Christ. We don't plan to buy guns and gun down those that speak against Jesus. So Christianity is a soft religion. It will not thrive when it is surrounded by the aggressive nature of Islam. If you are a Methodist, if you are an Anglican, if you are a Salvation Army, you must know that the moment we have 40% Muslims in Zimbabwe, you are not going to be safe. They will change their language. They will start to spit on your face.
Yes.
And they will say, you are an infidel. That is what Muslims call Christians. Infidels. And what it means is deserving of death.
Hey.
That is what it means. I'm calling upon all African leaders to look into this matter. Islam is a terroristic religion. It thrives on shedding blood on everyone who does not subscribe to it. How many Christian churches are in Saudi Arabia? How many Christian churches are in Islamic Republic of Iran? How many Christian churches are in Kuwait? How many Christian churches are registered in the United Arab Emirates? Why do we allow Muslim Islamic mosques to make noise in our capital cities? Try to preach in the streets of Saudi Arabia and see whether you last 30 minutes. But when they go to their lunch hour prayers, they are allowed to hoist their public speakers outside the mosque. And they say their prayer and cause noise pollution to everyone, including those who don't subscribe to Islam. Why are our presidents allowing that? Our presidents are sleeping. The snake is getting into the pillow. Are we going to wake up alive tomorrow morning? This is a warning. I have put this warning aside.